Hey guys, Chris here with Trading with Chris, and today's video I'm going to be going through my exact trading strategy and exactly what I'm doing in my new trading strategy that has helped me become so much better with my trading, get my consistency scores up, and become better. Now, if you're somebody who is struggling with your trading, then this could be a good video for you because maybe you're trading another strategy right now, or you've been hopping around on strategies and maybe having some issues with trying to get better at your trading. This video will really help you kind of get back on track and show you, I'm going to show you some of the strategies that I was trading previously and why they didn't work for me. And I'm going to be showing you my new strategy as well in this video. Now, my last video, I talked about my entire plan, what I plan on doing. I'm getting back into trading, especially getting into large cap stocks and stuff like that. I'm going away from small cap stocks and trading with my previous mentor, and I'll be getting into exactly what those are, all of that is. So let's get started with that. Number one, my old strategy. So my old strategy was trading with Warrior Trading. Warrior Trading has a strategy where they teach basically how to trade with small cap stocks and trading the volatility of these small cap stocks on breaking news. And to be honest, I talked about in my last video that this was a little bit tough for me because you have to be able to do a lot of things kind of simultaneously. You have to be able to read something called the level 2. This is showing you all the orders in front of you and then reading the chart, which is all the information that just happened, and then reading the volume level. And all of that can be kind of tough to do if you're somebody like me, because I don't have really good hand-eye coordination, and I kind of do struggle with that at times, just being able to pick all those things up. And times Ross will be able to read the level 2, catch these, hidden sellers or things like that, and be able to get out of the trade instantly. Whereas me, I might see it a few seconds later and I'll usually end up losing on the trades. And overall, in my last video, I showed how I wasn't even getting a 50% consistency score by trading this strategy. Now, for some of you, maybe Ross's plan is great. I think Ross is a great teacher. I think he has a great program. I think his strategies are great. I just can't do them. I found that I'm more of a methodical trader. I highly recommend, though, you do go check out his videos. He's got some great stuff here on his channel. Some of his videos on like candlesticks, ultimate step-by-step on technical analysis and reading candlesticks, definitely well worth watching. Even if you don't follow his strategy, I think all of that really does help give you that basis and education behind why candlesticks do what they do and how they work and how to read them more clearly. That part has been hugely helpful for me, but the actual strategy just not the best for me in my personal situation. So as a result, I decided to move on, and it took a little bit of time. At the end of 2025, I took a few months off and then slowly got back into trading, but I was trading large cap stocks, but I still didn't have a strategy. Even though I was trading large cap stocks, I felt like I needed a strategy and I needed to find a new mentor. So what did I do? So I ended up doing some research and found out a lot of traders are trading something called VWAP. Now, if you're not sure what VWAP is, this is the line right here on a trading chart. VWAP stands for volume average weighted price, meaning this is kind of the equilibrium of a stock. Below VWAP is typically where sellers are in control, and above VWAP is where we kind of see buyers in control. So you can see these definite swing lows on below VWAP, but when they go above, they go up. And that kind of dictates where buyers and sellers mindsets typically sit inside of a stock when you're looking at it. Now, I also put this one deviation band on there on each side. So this is a one deviation band and a second deviation band below it. And what they do is if you kind of look at a lot of stocks, they really line up with a lot of stocks, because when they get below these deviation bands, look at this, they're buying it back up, and look, we go right back up to VWAP. And VWAP is kind of a magnet when you think about it. And when it gets up into this area, it tends to go to VWAP and then goes right back down, and it comes back up to VWAP, and then it breaks above, and then guess what? Came right back down. So VWAP kind of acts as a magnet. And once I kind of realized this, I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting how this works. I could trade on this, and I can make some pretty important assumptions about trading on VWAP. I'm going to get into that in this, and I'm going to go through a couple of core setups as well that I'm going to be trading. So overall, so what is the strategy? This is the strategy, VWAP Wave with Chris Drysdale. Now, Chris is a great guy. I've been watching a lot of his videos. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel below this video. Definitely check it out. You can also sign up and get this from Chris as well. This is his core setup guide. I highly recommend it because these are the strategies that I follow. I think that coming up with your own strategy is going to be really tough. I think having a mentor like Chris or Ross or somebody else is really important, because if you want to get better at trading, you need to find somebody that's already doing it and doing it better than you, so you can learn from them and you can get better. So what are the strategies that I'm trading with the VWAP Wave setup? So first off, if you haven't seen Chris around or on YouTube, definitely go check him out. A lot of good stuff. So here's his principles. Trading isn't an exact science. Precision isn't the goal. We aim for well-reasoned decision making, not perfection. The market tends to persist in current behavior rather than abruptly changing direction. So basically saying, it tends to go in one direction. And that's typically what I find too. When it's going in a direction, it's fine to just jump in and get a piece of that direction. I don't have to get the whole thing. I can just get a good piece of it. And I'll show you that in a trade I did just a little bit ago, a few days ago. And instead, predicting shifts and a lot, if you're trying to predict those shifts. So for example, I think it got too high. It can't go any higher. And then it should reverse off of this high. And then it doesn't. And all of a sudden you stop out because you thought it was going to reverse. And predicting a reversal is extremely hard. Why do you want to try to make the market do what you want it to do? Why don't you just follow along with what it's already doing? That's one of the reasons I love this strategy, because it allows me to just follow what's already happening and get in that trade. So now when price holds or re-enters VWAP value area, it often gravitates toward the VWAP like a magnet. Like I was just saying, a magnet. It moves beyond that level, and the next likely target is the opposite end's value band. So you can a lot of times see that. Sometimes it does that and sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't automatically mean that's always going to happen. Like for example, in this trade I took here, it did not go to this opposite band. Now, we talk about this trade right here, which is a return to value trade right here. This trade right here was definitely a return to value, and it did cross bands, but not every time. So I will say that this isn't always going to be, but I still won on this trade, because even if I took it from this valuation band to VWAP, I still won on that trade. And in fact, I did pretty good with that trade actually. So when price remains within or returns to VWAP value area, the VWAP service is a key magnet. If it fails or breaks through and accepts, move toward the most recent extreme value bands. Okay, we talked about that. Trading within VWAP value area is often choppy. This is why I don't personally like to trade right at VWAP a lot of times, because you can kind of see it on this chart. See, we got above VWAP and it just got choppy. And then buying in at VWAP, just not my favorite place to buy in. I would have rather bought in down in here. When this thing broke above and kind of reclaimed real quick, this would have been a great buy right here. Gone up to VWAP, got sideways. I think you could honestly have gotten all the way up to here if you wanted. I think even just getting up into the here was great. It was a good move. So you could have done really well with that trade. So very good setup right there. So, okay, so price, not all trades are equal. The highest quality setups emerge near fresh contextual shifts. So the earlier you take on that trade, the better. So what I find a lot of time in my own trading is that I don't want to trade after 12, because why? The market tends to relax a little bit, and a lot of people go to lunch, stuff like that. So the market kind of thins out, and trading these moves doesn't work as well. I think earlier is better, especially when that move happens. And then from there, the next time it happens, it might work. It's probably going to be a lot less. So just know that, I like to take the initial move right away, but after a certain point in the morning, after a few hours, I'm pretty much done trading, because those moves tend to wear down. So, and then finally, the VWAP Wave strategy provides a structured way to interpret market behavior, but not every scenario can be perfectly understood, and embrace uncertainty where necessary. So it's not going to be guaranteed. No trade ever is. So just know that. Just know that it doesn't always work out. But hey, if I can make a move on something and I know it's just going to do this right here because it's in the value area, that's a pretty good sign, and it's a great way to understand the market. So, and it helps you give you a lot of context there. So All right, so let's discover, go through a few of these trade options right here. He shows a couple of, this is the price discovery continuation trade. So basically what this means is at the opening, so this would probably been, this is the S&P 500 and futures trading. So initially this thing broke down, but then quickly went above and reclaimed. So had what, 4 or 5 candles. This is, I think, a 5-minute chart. And then it dipped back down, hit. So we had acceptance right here at this point, and then it came above. This is what price discovery looks like. It's not staying within the value deviation bands. It's going below, it's going above those and bouncing off the top band. This is price discovery. It's going into a new pricing area. Whereas if it was inside that, it would be ranging and just staying in the same equal pricing. So this is where it's kind of discovering that new price. And when it's bouncing off this top band, this is really good spots to go long and get in a trade and ride that momentum. So very good options. Setup criteria: price breaks out of VWAP, must show acceptance. So basically being in there for a certain amount of time or a distance outside. And then entry is on the backtest pullback on VWAP deviation band. So when we saw that, it back tested to that deviation band, and boom, it was a good place to get in. It's amazing when you start seeing this. I just want a side note here. Just really how when you start seeing these trades, you can pick them out in the wild. Like I'll just sift through stocks and look at them and say, oh, there it is right there. That's where I would have bought at, right there on that stock. And it's really fun to just sit there, I think, and just go through that over and over and just look at these trades. The second, so enter on the first sign of strength on the back test, and stop goes a few points above or below. I usually set it to the bottom of the previous candle. So, well, in this case, this one back tested. So I would put it maybe just slightly below this deviation band just to give me a little bit of range. But obviously you can tell like this one just never came back down to it. So that's how that one was. But you can, let's see, I'm prepared. You can also enter on the break of value, but prepared for rejection rather than waiting for acceptance. So what they're saying there is you could do it on the break here, but there could be a rejection all the way back down and it could stop you out before you have time to see that this price has accepted this position. So, all right, note let the trade breathe. Oftentimes they will set up to the tick, but many times they will also retest again. So just know that. I've seen it though where it hasn't retested and just kept on going. In that case, I might go for the first pullback on something, and then as soon as it breaks that the high of that next candle on the pullback, I would probably get in as well. That could be a spot as well. All right, the second trade that I will be trading is the fade value area extremes. So basically this is what we would call a range day. The price came in, dipped below, came up, and then we fade the outside band. So it came up, we fade that, it came back up, we fade that, it came all the way down to this band, and then we buy, raise that, and then fade it. This is four great trades right in one deviation band. And a lot of people say, well, you know, price should be going up, it should be breaking out and go making higher highs. Not always. You can make good money trading these fading these value area extremes on the deviation bands on VWAP. I think those are some great ways to get in trades, and even one a day where it's just ranging and not going anywhere, you can still make some pretty good money at it too. So I like this trade. I've been trading this one mostly. I like this trade probably the second most. And then the third trade is the setup is return to value. This is where the price is broken below, but then immediate starts to really reclaim. And this could be a buy at the retest of the valuation band and going back up. It's kind of like a fade, just like the last setup was, but it's returning to value. It came way out, but now it's going back in. So, and then you can buy in on the deviation band. So now we're kind of ranging, and then it breaks out. And now you can buy here again and go back up, you know. So this would be the discovery. Now it's going into discovery. So came back out of value, back in, ranged, and went out. And you can even take trades outside that. So also some really good criteria here. I'll put a link to this as well, so you can definitely check it out. And then go into getting this. So I definitely recommend checking out Chris Drysdale's book as well. He has a great one. I have not read it yet. I want to pick this up and I want to start reading this because this looks good. I've been following his stuff. I think his stuff's been hugely valuable. And if you feel like this is something for you, definitely check it out. Check out his strategy. I recommend you trade it for a while and maybe a paper trading account or something like that. And just trade it and do it for a while, at least taking a minimum of 10 trades. I would recommend more like 30 trades and just start to understand the trading and then get into maybe a prop firm or trading your own account or something like that. So now I want to show you really quickly here, what has this done for me? How well has this helped me? So going in on the VWAP trading, I've been trading these last, let's see here, right here. So since right there, so we'll go the end of May, basically all of June, I've been trading VWAP. So all of June, I've been trading VWAP and putting that. So what has it resulted in me? Well, if I go all the way from here to there, overall, I've made $267.91 just trading VWAP for the last month. Been very good. In fact, if you look at my results, yeah, my trade win percentage, my consistency, 58%. But you combine that with what the strategy I was trading before that on the trend line strategy, it was okay, but this is definitely doing way better and working way better for me. So I'm actually had 5% return as far as growth goes. A 5% return is huge, guys. If I can make 5% on an account in a month, and now this has been a couple of months, great. So doing really well there. And best of all, when you look at the calendar for June for me, 2 red days, that's all I've had, and all green weeks so far, and a total of $257.74 total since I've been trading this strategy. Now, great thing is, since I've been trading in April is a green month, June was a green month, or May was a green month, and June is a green month as well. So what does this tell me? This tells me I'm getting pretty good. I'm getting better. I think that I'm ready to try a trading account. So getting into a prop firm account, I'm definitely getting really close to that. And I want to finish this video by just sharing a few things what I'm planning to do. So first off, definitely check out Chris Drysdale's stuff. Got some really good stuff here. I'll put links to his video in the comments below, in the section below. I'll be sharing that with you as well. So make sure you go check all that out. He has a Discord channel as well. I highly recommend checking that out. So going forward, what do I plan on doing? So for number one, I plan on getting, they have a 14-day trial with Trade to Pool. I talked about this in my last video. I want to get into prop firms. Why? Because it limits my risk in trading right now. And it makes me follow a very strict, specific set of rules going forward. So I'm going to be doing their 14-day trial for the next 2 weeks. And then I'm going to be jumping into getting my own account, trading in a eval with this company. And what I'll be doing is a $5,000 account with an objective of getting a 6% growth on it over the next 20 days. So basically to the end of, from July to the beginning of August, getting that 6%, and then get funding with that account. And then once I pass that eval, then I can trade and I can get my first payout. Will that happen on the first one? I really don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't used any of Trade the Pool's tools or anything like that. I haven't done any of that yet, so I don't know how well that will work. I just don't know none of that yet. So I'm going to get into the beginner account. So it gives me more of a flex account, so I don't have to get it done. If I go in the more advanced, I got 60 days of trading. If it doesn't happen by then I lose the account. Where this allows me an unlimited trading period. So I'm going to get into that and do that. So if you'd like to check out Trade the Pool and sign up and try it out for yourself, I have an affiliate link in the description below where you can check that out as well. And you can become a member of Trade the Pool. Again, it's not really expensive to get started. I think $59 to get your first account. Try this out. I'd recommend taking the 14-day trial period too and just learning how this works. You can do it as a day trade. You can do it also as swing trading as well. If you want to learn more, I have a link to Trade the Pool below, so definitely go check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video where I'll be sharing more of my trades and what I'm doing here. I'm going to be sharing the trades I'm taking with Trade the Pool next week, so I definitely want to take some time to show those to you, and hopefully they work out as good as they've been working out with the paper trading account I've been doing in Webull. So hopefully we can go into that. So Thanks, guys, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.